This is what it feels like to not be in the present moment. You know, you're in that constant state of worry. You're always kind of like, what's the next move? What's the next thing? And it can create that anxious feeling in you. It can create that feeling of uncertainty that you have no idea how something's going to play out. And that can create a lot of stress for people in their lives. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Mindful Gains. I'm Bryce. You ever wondered what it means to actually be in the present moment? Like, what does this look like? What does this feel like? Well, in this video, I want to break down what it means to be mindful and to be present so that you have a better understanding of what it looks like when you're not being mindful and in the present moment, and when you actually are being mindful and in the present moment. So I got my little trusty whiteboard and I broke some things down here for you. When we're mindful, when we're actually in the present moment, when we are where our feet are, and I use this term a lot and you might hear me throwing it around quite a bit in this video. When you're mindful, you're actually more in control. You have a better sense of self-control of yourself. And when you're not mindful, it's the complete opposite. You're on autopilot. You are operating in a way where it's like you're just being pulled emotionally. You're being pulled by the expectations that other people have of you. You're being pulled by other people's reactions to you and how they may interpret your behaviors. And you're just being pulled. You don't really have control over yourself. So when you're being mindful, you are more intentional. Like I said, you're more in control. You're gonna hear that's a running thread through this video. Mindfulness improves control over your life. And it improves your overall awareness as well. When you're in control, you're intentional, you're more aware of your operating system. You have more of this sense of self-control over how you're choosing to show up in any given moment, all right? But when you're not mindful, when you're not in the present moment, what that can look like is you're trapped in the future or the past. You're worried about things that you have to do. You're worried about things that have already happened, and you're not truly where your feet are. So this is what it feels like to not be in the present moment. You know, you're in that constant state of worry. You're always kind of like, what's the next move? What's the next thing? And it can create that anxious feeling in you. It can create that feeling of uncertainty that you have no idea how something's going to play out. And that can create a lot of stress for people in their lives. All right. But when you are mindful and when you are in the present moment, I wrote down worry-free here. Now, what I mean, I want to peel back the layer and go a little bit deeper here. This is not to say that you'll never have any worries. This is not to say that you'll never have a problem or an obstacle in your life. When I say worry-free, you have more of an understanding of what may be worrying you. And you also have the ability to be able to pull yourself out of that worry. And I'm going to tell you how to do that here in just a moment, okay? How to bring yourself back to the present moment over and over and over again throughout any given day, so you're not worried about future and past problems. So this is a general overview of what it feels like to be in the present moment and to not be in the present moment. These are some key signs to let you know when you need to maybe bring yourself back to presence. And I'm going to share with you how to do that. All right, so the key way to bring yourself back to the present moment is to focus on your breath. Hopefully you can read this. I got chicken scratch handwriting, but this is the key to bring yourself back to the present moment. Anytime you're experiencing some of those things that I just shared, you want to focus on your breathing, okay? This is like an anchor for you. This is what anchors you to the present moment. This is what anchors you to groundedness. This is what anchors you to being chilled out and not be in such that state of worry or be in such a state of depression and things that happen to me, et cetera, all right? This is the key right here. And also, part 2 of that, you want to remember to be where your feet are. Okay, now this can sound all philosophical and stuff like that, but it's true. You want to remember, where are your feet in this moment? Because when you lose sight of that, when you lose sight of your breathing, when you lose sight of where your feet are, you're not in the present moment. Your ass somewhere worried 3 months from now, worrying about what you got to do or what it's going to look like, or you're 2 years back in the past worrying about things. You're not here. So you want to be mindful of bringing yourself back to presence here where your feet are. This is key here. I would suggest maybe jumping on YouTube and looking up some breathing exercises and things like that. There's a ton of content on it, but also there's a free app out there called Insight Timer. It's a meditation app It's one of the apps that I started using in my on my journey, and it was very helpful for me. And it can guide you through a lot of these things. It can guide you through how to breathe, which ultimately is going to bring you back to presence, where your feet is. And like I said, it's free, so it won't hurt you to just check it out. Again, it's called Insight Timer. But these are just some key strategies that I really want you to focus on. You can enhance mindfulness and presence, which overall is going to allow you to connect deeper with people. It's going to allow you to go through life without being so bogged down by these stresses that we deal with. We all got stresses we got to deal with. But isn't it great when we can learn how to handle these stresses and not let them beat us down so much, and we can be more resilient, and we can just bounce back faster, and we can build that internal strength. This is why mindfulness is so important. I just wanted to make this quick video. I hope that it provided you with some value. If it did, please hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you know when I make more content like this. Also, don't forget to check out my other video where I share 7 reasons every man needs to practice mindfulness. I'll be sure to leave it somewhere around here. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.